Hello, welcome to this Evernetproperties tutorial for Property Pipeline Builder. This tutorial is called Fill Your Pipeline. As with all our tutorials, you're able to see the video version, but you can follow along with the text version as well. To see the text version, I'm going to show you on the mobile phone. The navigation is the same on your desktop PC and your laptop. If you go to our website, evernetproperties.com, click on Tools and you see a button here, Training Courses, Videos and Tutorials. Click on that, and in this case it's the second tutorial, Fill Your Pipeline. So if we click on that, you will see the full details of everything that I'm going to go through now. So in this tutorial we're going to cover where to find your pipeline. We're going to go through particular stages in the pipeline, so stages lead and potential. We're going to look at the stage viewing booked. We're going to look at the stage viewed and offer made. We're going to look at the stages together of accepted and rejected offers. I'm then going to show you how to move the project between stages. I'm going to show you how to reset a project's workflow. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to view the projects that you have got that are only in a particular stage. So first of all, we need to find out where is our pipeline. So if you go to the Evernetproperties website, if you click Tools, you can see the My Projects link. So to see this, you're going to have to be logged in, so you should see user profile there. But on the left here, you've got My Projects. You can click on that, and you will see all the patches that you have set up. I'm going to click on Leads, which is the only patch set up on this system. And to see your pipeline, you click on this button here, Workflow. This shows you the workflow that we're using for these projects. So this pipeline, this workflow is done as a flowchart. What happens is projects go into the top as leads. So when you first put a project in, it will be a lead. Then if it passes the checks, you will become a potential. Otherwise, it will be a rejected lead. So what are the checks? So we need to identify the a profitable strategy, find it in Street View, we're going to find the address, get the basic information about the property. Then we look at potential. So potential, we're going to phone an agent, find out if the property is still available, and find out what the seller's situation is. The whole idea of this pipeline is we want to minimize the amount of work that we're doing. We don't want to spend lots of time investigating properties that are not going to be any good, and we need to investigate as many properties as we can. So this is structured based on the Samuel Leeds Academy training to identify the properties that will be the best properties for us, and we're filtering properties out at different stages. The next stage, we're going to be at viewing booked, and then we're going to look at the comparables. We get into a lot more detail at this stage. Then once we've viewed it, we can then get the full refurb cost because we've seen the property, we know what it's like. We get into the next level of detail. We can work out how much we can offer for the property. We can make an offer, and we can go into negotiation. So let's talk in detail about the first few stages. So you can see here we've got leads. So every property that comes into the system will be a lead. Now, in reality, you'll be looking at Rightmove, you'll be looking at your landlords and the connections and people that you know to find the properties. You'll already have filtered some out, but in some cases there'll just be some basic properties where you need to do some basic checks. And you can put these into the system and then later on decide, you know what, that was no good. You can then move it into the rejected stage. If that has passed, then you can look at the potential. So a potential means that you've done some basic checks. You think the OD it's going to be available to you, and now you want to phone up the agent. You want to have a conversation with the agent and find out first of all, is the property still available? And secondly, what's the seller situation? Are they going to sell it as a silly price? You know, is it really a potential lead? If it's not, you're going to reject the lead. If it is, you're going to view the booking. Next stage, viewing booked. So great, we've got to the stage where we've where we've booked a viewing on the property. So we should now just wait and go to the viewing. No, that's not right. What you need to do now is go into the next level of detail. You need to look at comparables. Is it actually on at a reasonable price, or is it more expensive than all the properties around it? We're going to look at the property condition, and what we want to do is work out a checklist of, when we go and view it, what are we specifically going to find out about this property? What are we looking for? Now, at this point, we're doing a lot more detailed work, and we may decide we actually don't want to view the property. So this is the point where we would then go back to the agent and cancel the viewing. Now, the reason we do it in this order is we don't want to do all this research and all this work on the property to phone the agent, and the agent says, oh, I'm really sorry, but it's off the market. So this is why it's better to book the viewing than later on say, actually cancel the viewing because it didn't meet your requirements after further research. Viewed and offer made. So next we're actually going to go and do the viewing. We'll have our list of detailed information that we need to find out, things like, you know, what's the state of the boiler, what's the state of the windows, what about loft conversion, and basically we've got a list of questions that we've asked that we need to know about the property as we view it. So once the projects are in this state, then we're going to be viewed. Then after the viewing we can decide if they're viable or if we're going to go ahead and make an offer. And the final set of stages on the workflow at the moment is negotiation. So we make an offer, and so we'll work out what offer we can make. Now, a lot of times the initial offer is going to be rejected. So rather than just forget about the property, we're going to put it into another state, which is rejected offer. And then we may follow up the property maybe in a month and go back and say, okay, the offer's still there. Does the owner want to reconsider it? And then during that process, the property can go off the market. Otherwise, it goes into the accepted offer state. Moving a project between stages. Okay, so that's an overview of what the stages are and what they do. Let's talk about how we actually use the system and move the properties between states. So I'm going to click on My Projects. I'm going to go to Leads, and I'm going to load up 21 Westover Road. Now, in order to move it between different states, I need to use this tab panel and go to Project. And I can see that at the moment the state is in the lead state. So I've looked at it. I think it's worth phoning the agent. There's a potential here. So I'm going to press Move to Progress to Next State Potential. So click there. Now you will notice that the activity log here has come up, and we will keep a record of this. So we can see the time, we can see the date up here and the time that this property moved into that stage. The activity log is a good place to keep an eye on your progress in working on the project, and it's also good when you want to show, maybe you're talking to an investor and you're talking to, I made a call to an agent, you can tell when you made the call, you've got a record of it. Resetting a project's workflow. So sometimes you kind of can make a mistake, you can move it to a state that you didn't want to move it to. You have the option of just resetting. So here, if you click Reset Workflow, click on that, that will move the project back to the original state, and you can see now it's moved it there, it comes up in the activity log. View projects at a certain state. Finally, you're going to want to view your projects at different particular states so that you can look at them together. So to do that, if you click on My Projects, if you go to the patch, and you click on Workflow. So you can see here, and now just so you know, I'm using the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. If you're on a phone, you can pinch and zoom. Dragging around, you can see I've got one property in the lead state. So I can click on that, and that is going to show me 21 Westover Road is in the lead state. So this will show multiple properties in this state, and I can demonstrate if I click on the property. Let's move it into the potential and make sure it's saved. And I'm going to go back and have a look at it now. Workflow, you can see there's 0 in the lead state and I've got 1 in the potential state. So if I click there, I can see that in the potential state. To reset this and view all your properties in this patch, just click the cross and it's going to get rid of that filter, and you can see that filter's back. So in summary, what we need to do to find the best deals is we need to look at a lot of deals, and Property Project Pipeline is going to help you do that by letting you put in a lot of properties and use this workflow system where you can feed your properties through the pipeline, filter out and get to the properties that you want, and eliminate the properties that are not going to be valuable. Thank you for taking time to go through this tutorial. I'm always keen for feedback, so if you could contact me with any views and let me know how you're getting on, I'd much appreciate it. Thanks very much.